These are 5 things I would never do again after being a sexologist for 5 years. Hey guys, I'm Stephanie, your sexologist and sex coach for men. Number 1, I would never make a comment about a man's performance. I honestly don't think I did this very much, probably 3 times in my life, and I did so in a way where I was like, is everything okay? There was definitely a time when I was with a guy who was experiencing ED, and I tried to get him turned on and just like kept going at it. And now I look back and I'm like, oh man, I should have just like helped him move on and just we could have done something else. I would never do that again. It was just adding to the pressure. But I would never make a comment around like, oh wow, that was fast, or anything like that. It is just not helpful for either of us to make that kind of commentary. The second thing I would never do after being a sexologist for 5 years, I would never go without asking him directly what he loves in the bedroom. Since studying psychology and understanding sexual behavior and what makes a sexually confident person, it's a person who is aware of like what their partner wants. It's a person who's aware of what they themselves want. And it's very important to me now to check in with my boyfriend and ask him specifically what he likes. And knowing that our bodies change, our desires change over time, it's good to just check in and be like, what's your favorite part of what we do lately? And is there something that you've really been enjoying you want me to do more of? And getting that direct feedback, like asking direct questions and getting the direct answers is, I realize, really important and also really fun because then I feel more confident doing those things, knowing that's his favorite thing. The third thing I would never do now that I've been a sexologist for 5 years, I would never assume that more sex equals a healthier relationship. It does not. And it's so interesting because so many people are obsessed with quantity over quality. And there's so many people who want to have sex this many times a week, this many times a month, and then think that, oh, when we're at that point of having sex that often, it means we're in a good spot. But it does not necessarily mean you're in a good spot. It means you're just having sex often. And that sex could not be great and could actually be bad, where it actually hurts your sex life and hurts your relationship to be having more and more sex of low quality that your partner's not enjoying and you think is okay. So that, along with actually hearing from couples, yeah, we have sex all the time, but it's not great, and their relationship is in a very rocky place, it tells me, yeah, it is definitely not about quantity. It is about quality. The third thing I would never do now, since being a sexologist for 5 years, is criticize anything about my sex life with my partner. I would never, ever say, oh, yeah, that wasn't good. And I hated when you did that. And you're not even good at this. Never in a million years would I say, you weren't that good at this. Those words would never come out of my mouth because I know that is not effective. And if we try something new and I'm wanting to share something that was effective, I will spin it in the direction of positivity. What is the constructive or effective criticism that I can give him here if needed? This might sound like me saying, I really loved when you did this like this. And when you did this, it kind of hurt a little bit. So maybe just do it a little lighter next time. And if it's too much, I'll like tap you and let you know. That way you know the pressure. Instead of saying, oh, that was like terrible, or that was so uncomfortable, or I'm sore because yesterday you did this. No, none of that tone, none of that contempt, none of that talking down ever. Like not only in sex, but in the relationship also. You really want to be aware of that. So no criticizing. Only effective conversation around like, hey, I didn't love this, but here's what I did love, and here's what you did a good job with, and let's try to do more of that, or when you do this thing, try to do it this way instead. Does that make sense? And the fifth and final thing I would never do after being a sexologist for 5 years is I would never go a month without having a check-in around our sex life. And this could be as simple as, hey, how are you feeling about our sex life lately? That's it. He could be like, oh, it's really good. I'm feeling good about it. How about you? Yeah, I feel really good too. You don't always have to have this in-depth conversation if things are just fine and everything's great. If you're working through something specifically, then yeah, probably bi-weekly at the time when you're working on something specific, it's good to check in and get some specific feedback. But even when things are great, do not forget to check in. This is what a lot of couples forget to do when things are on an upward trajectory. They don't check in and then things eventually fall off. They don't know where they fell off, and then they're clueless as to what's working and what's not. So even when things are great, check in. It will also be good for your mental state because when you check in and have good check-ins, that's good. It keeps momentum. It keeps you feeling, positive about the relationship and your sex life and understanding where you're at that's working. And that is really important to know versus only checking in when you're feeling bad about your sex life. If you do that, then every sex conversation you have is bad and negative or about something that's not working. That's not fun. We don't want that, right? We also want to talk about sex in a way where we're excited and we're sharing with our partner how much we love XYZ. So definitely do not overlook how important communication is and checking in on your sex life with your partner. And if you need help with this because you guys are newbies, you have no idea how to start here, then reach out to me and I'll help you. I'm going to be giving you the exact steps to take to get to your sex goals and to make sure you're improving every step of the way. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one, guys.